Dear student, myself Dr. Kavita Krishnamurthy, Assistant Professor in Department of Zoology, Government Lahiri PG College, Chirmiri. In this video, I'll discuss about the post-transcriptional control which will be helpful for MSc second semester student of SGCU. So, let's begin with the lesson. Before going to detail of the main topic, everyone should know about the flow of genetic information. As we know, genetic information are stored in chromosomal DNA, and according to the central dogma hypothesis, chromosomal DNA function as the template for RNA molecule, which subsequently move to the cytoplasm where they determine the arrangement of amino acid within proteins. The arrow between DNA and RNA indicates that the RNA synthesis process of transcription is directed by a DNA template. Correspondingly, synthesis of protein, that is translation, is directed by an RNA. Transcription and translation take place in different cellular compartment. Transcription take place in the nucleus, whereas translation take place in the cytoplasm. In prokaryote, both the processes transcription and translation occur in cytoplasm. Thus, mRNA molecule do not undergo modification after synthesis by RNA polymerase, while tRNA and rRNA undergo for processing like cleavage, addition of nucleotide, and chemical modification. But here I'll discuss only about the process of pre-mRNA modification in eukaryotic cell. So, an eukaryotic pre-mRNA processed by three main events. First one is capping of 5' end, second splicing of intron, and third polyadenylation of 3' end of RNA. So, we have a look on these events one by one. Let's talk about the first event, that is 5' capping. This involves the addition of a modified guanine base to the 5' end of the RNA. Specifically, it is methylated guanine and it is joined to the RNA transcript by an unusual 5' linkage involving 3-phosphatase. The 5' cap is created in 3 enzymatic steps. In the first step, a phosphate group is removed from the 5' of the transcript. Then GTP, guanosine triphosphate, is added, and in the final step, that nucleotide is modified by addition of a methyl group. This figure shows the step of 5' capping. In the first step, the gamma phosphate at the 5' end of the RNA is removed by an enzyme called RNA triphosphatase. In the next step, the enzyme guanylyl transferase catalyzes the nucleophilic attack of the resulting terminal beta phosphatate on the alpha phosphoryl group of a molecule of GTP, serving as pyrophosphate leaving group. Once this linkage is made, the newly added guanine at the original 5' end of the mRNA are further modified by addition of methyl 5' cap. So, since many eukaryotic genes consist blocks of coding sequences which are separated from each other by blocks of non-coding sequences. The coding sequences are called exons and the intervening sequences are called introns. In this figure, depicted gene contains 4 exons which is separated by 3 introns. So, introns are removed from the precursor mRNA by a process called RNA or intron splicing. Some pre-mRNA can be spliced in more than one way, generating alternative mRNA, and by this strategy, a gene can give rise to more than one polypeptide product. When we look at the mechanism of intron removal, we find that the borders between intron and exon are marked by specific nucleotide sequences within the pre-mRNAs. These sequences describe where splicing will occur. In this figure, one can see that the exon intron boundary, that is the boundary at the 5' end of the intron, is marked by a sequence called the 5' splice site. The intron exon boundary at the 3' end of the intron is marked by 3' splice site. The figure shows a third sequence necessary for splicing. This is called the branch point site. It is found entirely within the intron, usually close to the 3' end, and is followed by a polypyrimidine tract. So the removal of intron or splicing process is achieved by two successive trans-esterification reactions in which phosphodiester linkages within the pre-mRNA are broken and new ones are formed. The trans-esterification reactions are mediated by a huge molecular machine called spliceosome. This complex comprises about 150 protein and 5 RNAs. And the final step of pre-mRNA modification is 3' end polyadenylation, and this process is linked with the termination step of transcription. Once RNA polymerase reach the end of a gene, it encounters specific sequences that, after being transcribed into RNA, trigger the transfer of polyadenylation enzyme to that RNA, leading to three events: cleavage of the masses, addition of many adenine residues to its 3' end, and subsequently termination of transcription by polymerase. This figure shows a step of polyadenylation and termination process of transcription. Here you can see two protein complexes are carried by CTD, carboxyl terminal domain of polymerase, when it approaches to the end of the gene CPSF and CSTF. The sequences which, once transcribed into RNA, trigger transfer of these factors to the RNA are called poly-A signal. Once CPSF and CSTF are bound to the RNA, other proteins are recruited as well, leading initially to RNA cleavage and then adenylation. Process of polyadenylation is mediated by an enzyme called poly-A polymerase. After the completion of this process, pre-mRNA turn into mature mRNA and become ready to transport from nucleus. For detailed study, you can refer Molecular Biology of Gene by Watson et al. Thank you for watching and keep learning.